In this tutorial, we're going to look at how we can write an algorithm for this task. For homework, you set a task where you had been asked to create a grade calculator to tell students from their test scores what their grade letter will be under the new range. Now, the new range is here in yellow, and this is the old range here. You notice there is no A pluses or E minuses. Now, note, to do this, we're going to need a couple of things. We need to take in the test mark and the total mark in the test. So if they got 25 out of 50, then we should be able to convert that to a percentage, and we've done that in a previous task. So by all means, go have a look at your old code and see what you can recycle out of that. And then we need to use these ranges to actually have a look and turn the percentage into a letter score that's on the left hand side here. So let's get underway. First of all, we're going to start with an algorithm. So we could start in any column. So let's start by putting our name in. And we can start in any column. I'm going to start with the output, and I'm going to put the output in straight away. So I'm going to go, your result for a test score of, I'm just going to put XX% has generated a letter score of ABC. Because we don't know exactly what the two scores are, but we're going to definitely make them some outputs. So I'll just change the color of them so I remember them to make sure that I do put them in my output. Now you can start with the input or output, but let's start with the input. So one of the things I need to do is get the test score. I also need to get the total test, which will be with the max mark. And from that, I should be able to generate everything else. You could take in their name if you want to talk to them directly. But let's start with the input. So let's break this up like we would in any program. I'm going to put the input section. Then I'm going to have the processing section. And then I'm going to have the output section. Okay. So I need to get the test score. So we know we can use the word get, test score, and also get test total. So I'm going to just switch these around because it makes a little bit more sense if it's the other way around. Now once I've got those, I can then move to the processing because it requires us now to generate a percentage. So let's start by getting percentage score is equal to the test score divided by the total tests, and then we've got to times that answer by 100, and that will give us a percentage. Now we could also round this, but that could be something we look at another stage, but let's keep it simple at the moment. And now once I've got the percentage, we now need to work out what the letter grade is. So this is where we need to use that list. So I suggest that you have this letter grade somewhere that's easy to access, even if you take a screenshot of it, and from that you can work from there. So we're going to start with an if statement, and we're going to go if percentage score is greater than equal. Now with the results, if it is greater than 90, so actually it's not greater than equal to, because if it's equal to 90, it's still an A minus, so you need 91 and above. So let's go do that. So if it's greater than equal to 91, then we need to indent. Then we could actually allocate the letter grade to a variable. So go letter grade equals, and then we can just give it an A. Now if you want to put it in quotes, you can do so you know it's a character string, and then we can do the else part. Else, and then we can move into the next one. So The next one looks at if it's greater than 76. So if it's not greater than 91, then it's got to be the next one down. So if it's greater than and equal to 77, we will be fine. So let's just copy this and work our way down. So if we change this now to 77, so let's just make this a little bit smaller here, and let's bring this out so I can see it on the side, and that'll help me code just a little bit quicker. Okay, so if it is greater than 91, greater than equal to 91, because if it's 90 it's that. If it's greater than equal to 83, it's going to be an 80 A minus. So we need to change that up from 77. So let's change that to 84, because it's got to be greater than, it can't be equal to 83 to get an A minus. Then, and I'm just going to line this up with this if statement, then letter grade is going to be A minus. Okay, hopefully you can start seeing the pattern. So now I'm going to copy these two down, because it's then else, paste, if the percentage above, so above 84, 77, it's going to be a B plus. And then we can do the same thing again. I'm just going to copy this down, press enter, go across, paste, push this one across. So after 77, it is 70, and you get a B. Okay, I think you've got a gist of what this is going to do. So let's just quickly work through the rest of this so that we can get the algorithm finished. So 70, so it's going to be about 63. Now that I've structured the nested if then else, you can actually see if the percentage is greater than 91, then the letter grade equals an A. Else, if the percentage is greater than 84, the letter grade is A minus. And it works its way down to the very last one. If the percentage is greater than 14, then it's an E plus. But if it's not greater than 14 or greater than or equal to 14, then it must be an E. So the percentage can only be between 0 and 100 based upon the percentage being generated here. So the last thing we need to do from this is actually do the output. So we'll just bring the output back up. And this is going to require me to use this here. So I'm just going to copy it, because everything we do, we can actually recycle. So I'm just going to go print, and then I'm just going to go quote, and I'm going to paste what I had there. Now the only other thing I need to do is substitute this. So I can put in here percentage score, which we have up the top as a percent, has generated a letter grade, and we saved it in letter underscore grade, so we can actually put a letter underscore grade. Now you can also use an if statement to say well done, etc., but we'll leave that for another time. But what we've got now is an algorithm for our program, and now we need to move to the next part, which is actually creating the syntax.